Well, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Renewal Center's Tea Time Tuesday. We are so excited that you've taken time to join us. Don't you just love that wonderful music? I love that. I like that. That version is nice and picks us up today bitter on a bitter cold Tuesday. I don't know about you guys, but it's bitter cold where I am. But I hope that we hope that you guys are having a wonderful Tuesday afternoon. We want you to invite your friends and your colleagues and your family members to join us for another time and a new session today. Just taking the time to pause, to reset and build resilience with our renewal practices. So we are so excited. Good afternoon to our executive director, Patrick J. Brown, out there.
Mhm.
We're so excited, looking forward to what Hope is going to bring us today on Tea Time Tuesday. And so while you all are joining us for Tea Time today, we ask that you would go ahead and like and share this broadcast. Grab your tea, grab your tea time journals, invite your friends. And if you are streaming, we're streaming live over there on YouTube. So if you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, go right ahead and do it now. this this would be a great opportunity for you to do that. Hello to my sister Nita. Hey Nita, it's good to see you. Yeah, I tell you, we got a great crowd coming in. Hi, Nicole. Good afternoon over there. Good to see
Yeah.
you. So this is good. So while we are getting our tea time community in, we're going to go ahead and get started with our second tea time of the year for
Yes.
2025. And so, Hope, I know you look like you're excited over there.
I am excited because I love tea time and I'm excited to see, everybody coming in, everybody greeting us. This
Mhm.
is just exciting. This is our second tea time of 2025. And
Yes.
I'm just excited and thankful to be here, even though it's cold outside.
Mhm. It
But I
is.
am thankful still yet.
Yes. And so with Hope, we are excited that you are joining us today. We're going to go ahead and kick off our Tea Time Tuesday with our tea of the week, which is Japanese cherry blossom tea. Woo! That sounds pretty good. Japanese cherry blossom tea is a very popular tea originating from Japan, and it's been passed down from generations to generations. So it's very popular tea. It's made from the dried Japanese cherry blossoms that are actually pickled and then steeped. I thought that was interesting. But anyway, it is a delicious tea. It has a delicate cherry and floral flavor. It's a very enjoyable tea. And I have tried Japanese cherry blossom tea, and it's real good. So, our tea of the week, Japanese cherry blossom tea. Sounds good to me. What kind of tea are you drinking out there? Go ahead and put it in the chat. Hope, what you
Yeah.
got today?
I actually have my own iced coffee that I make myself. And I'm excited because I tried some new creamer that I'm supposed to be low on my carbs, but I tried a new creamer and it's called Love is Blind, strawberries and chocolate or something.
Okay.
Um, it,
Wow.
the packaging, the marketing was really good. So I'm like, everybody loves straw. I want to inquire about how this tastes.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really good. So I'm really enjoying that. And I made it part of my iced coffee this morning. Let's see what's
Okay.
coming on. All right.
Yes,
What
yes.
are you having?
I had some turmeric tea earlier. I drank it all, so water
Okay.
with me. Hi, Tina. Good to see you today.
Good afternoon.
And
All
Pamela.
right. Hello, Pamela. Good afternoon. All right. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Go over and like us on YouTube. All right. All right. Let's see
Well,
what
I
we're
see a few more coming in. Renita. Oh, Mom's Spice Tea. Yeah, perfect for today. It's cold outside.
It's cold.
Okay.
Yeah. Mhm.
Well, while you all are getting your tea or your hot beverages or your relaxing beverages that you have, healthy beverages, we're going to take time and we are going to locate ourselves. This is our time to just calm down for a moment. Some of us have walked into the day with a lot going on, so this is a good time to stop and pause and locate where we are, take some deep breathing, and just enjoy the picture and the video that we're going to see to calm us, bring us to a place of calm. So let's locate yourself. Wow.
Yeah.
I was looking at the picture here and there, and I felt like I was actually on a boat just sitting there. It's,
Yes. It's
it's
yeah.
nice, very nice. I don't know about you guys in the Teton community, but I enjoyed that. I feel relaxed. Well, we're going to go ahead and let Hope take it from here so we can have our renewal practices for today.
All right. Thank you so much, Carmela. Thank you so much. And hello again to everyone out there that's tuning in to Tea Time. Make sure to like and share this broadcast. Make sure you have your Tea Time journal out. And looking forward to sharing some things with you. Last week, we had a phenomenal tea time with Carmela. And if you need to be able to see that, or if you didn't get a chance to catch it, you can always go to our YouTube channel. You can go through our apps, our YouTube channel, and you can watch the previous tea times that we have done. Great tea time that she did last year for starting off the new year. I really enjoyed that last week, Carmela.
Thank you.
And so that was a great start. And so this week we're going to be talking about cultivating a resilient mindset. And so we know that tea time is all about stopping, pausing, and building resilience. And so this is an important part of our tea time. We pause, we stop, and build resilience. And so today, just going to talk about how we can cultivate having a resilient mindset. Now, all of my tea timers out there, when you hear resilience, what do you think about? When you think about resilience and walking and navigating through resilience in even challenging times, what comes to mind when you think of resilience? Carmela, what comes to mind when you think of resilience?
Bouncing back,
Okay.
bouncing forward,
Mm-hmm.
despite what you may have gone through or what you're going through.
Yeah, that's good. Thank you so much for sharing that. And Tea Timers, we're looking forward to you chiming in if you can. And while you're chiming in, we're going to be talking about cultivating a resilient mindset and being able to navigate through, challenging times. Now, even with resilience, it's the ability to be, like you said, Carmela, to be able to bounce back, the ability to be able to adapt and thrive. Even in the face of challenges. And it's not, one thing I understand about resilience is not that we become immune to difficulties, but we develop, that inner strength that helps us get through and overcome different things to be able to bounce back. And so as we are in this new year, 2025, we want to make sure that we have that, the tea time, our tea time tennis pause, reset and build resilience. We want to make sure that we have the resilient, cultivated mindset to be able to move forward in times of challenges. Because you know what, Carmela, we're gonna face, some types of challenges.
Yes,
Sometimes things will
yes,
come, and it's about the resilience to be able to bounce back in those times. It's not ignoring the difficulties, but it's just being able to develop, inner strength as resilience does to help us to overcome those hard times and come back from hard times. And when we say hard times, that may be a decision that you need to make. That may need anything that you may be working with on your job, different projects. We may face those difficult moments and times, but it's all about, bouncing back from resilience. And I see that we have a comment coming in. Okay. All right. All right. Adapt in advance. That's a good way of putting it.
mhm,
Thank you so much. Renita says maintaining and pressing through the odds. Yes, exactly. So that's what resilience is all about. And so I just want to talk about a few things as we're understanding resilience. And I'm glad you said that, Patrick, about adapting. And so when we hear adapting, what does that mean? When you say adapting, Patrick, what does that mean? And what it mean, as far as adapting to different things in resilience. So basically the changing circumstances, we're adapting to the changing circumstances. We're finding new ways and solutions, and we're embracing flexibility and being open to possibilities. So we're embracing flexibility and being open to new possibilities. And that's when we're adapting to different circumstances and situations. And so even when we face particular changing circumstances, we begin to find new solutions in those things, and we embrace the flexibility of being open to new possibilities. Carmela, what do you think about adaptability? I know Patrick mentioned that, he said adapt. What do you think when
Mm-hmm.
it comes to resilience and adaptability or adapting?
Mm-hmm. I was just thinking about all that we were just sharing just now, and my mind went straight to what you were saying about possibilities. Because we all walk through challenging moments, and it's like, okay, I'm in this. How can I adapt? So then I'm thinking about finding opportunities for possibilities. Um,
Mm-hmm.
how can I find that place where I can rise above where I am, or advance where I am, or help myself to see things in a different way, in a different light, so I could better myself or better
Right.
the situation.
Right. That's good. That's good. Thank you for
Mhm.
sharing that. And so even this afternoon, when we're talking about just walking in resilience and navigating challenging times, we are understanding resilience in a way of adapting. And we're also understanding resilience as basically, being able to um, problem solve at
Mhm.
some point. The ability to maybe to identify some challenges and situations, and then from that, resilience is we're learning to be effective with strategies, and being able to overcome difficult times. And it involves, being proactive in what we do and being intentional about these situations. So, tea time audience, I want to hear from you. How do you walk in resilience and navigate challenging times? Share some things with us that we can share with our tea time community so that it can be able to help others. And so we're talking about that, and we understanding resilience is adaptability, adapting, and being able to it's simple, just problem solving, and being able to identify those challenging moments, being able to analyze certain situations, and then be able to have a to be able to develop an effective strategy to overcome them. And this involves, proactive engagement.
Mm.
So when you hear problem solving and understanding resilience, what comes to mind for you, Carmela, if you want to share?
I'm actually taking notes.
Okay.
Ask that question one more time, just so I can make sure I catch it.
No problem. So when we think of, just problem solving or being able to identify challenges, what comes
Mm.
to mind when you think about that in resilience, and when we're identifying challenges for you? What happens when,
Ooh.
we identify the
Mm.
challenges and have,
Mm.
the ability to overcome them?
Yes, I was just thinking of a prior situation that I encountered. I was just really thinking
Mm,
about that as I was writing, and I'm saying, okay, going back to what you were saying about adapting, about learning through these opportunities with strategies, my mind went to being razor focused, but not tunnel vision. I'm speaking to
mm,
myself. Yeah. Being
mm,
being razor focused, but not tunnel vision. So it's like I'm razor focused about what needs to happen, or how I can, align myself and stay, with grit, come out with grit, but then not tunnel vision that to the point where I'm closed-minded to opportunities, or I'm closed-minded to change. Because when you were talking about change, that's a big part of resilience.
mhm,
And nobody wants to navigate through that, but but that piece of it just kind of jumped out as I was sitting here writing, that perhaps in the situation, being razor focused would be an advantage to being proactive, but not being having a tunnel vision to the point where you just close minded and that's just it. uh
mhm.
what's that, what is it, that phrase that we say, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Kind of
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
coming
Yeah. I
out
know
of
what
it,
you're
it
saying.
is what it is, and saying,
It is
wait a
what
minute,
it is.
I'm not
Yeah.
going to be too close minded. I too tunnel vision about it. Let me just be razor focused and, like you said, be proactive.
All right, that's good. Thanks for so much for sharing, Carmela. We have some comments that's coming in. If you don't mind taking this comment.
Absolutely. Monique, she is saying, I think it's important to develop strategies to reframe the challenges we face and be open to new perspectives.
All
Mhm.
right. Thank you. That's good. Thank you, so Monique, for sharing that. And living in faith every day says, go ahead.
Oh, she's saying, I process, pivot as needed, proceed forward with caution when necessary.
All right. Thank you so much for sharing that living in faith every day. All right. Have another comment.
Pamela, she's saying perseverance and tenaciousness.
Tenaciousness. Thank you so much.
Mhm.
All right. Let's see. We got some comments. All right.
Villages.
Yes.
These are good.
Yes. Thank you so much for sharing, Pamela. All right. We have Renita next.
Okay, Nita, she's saying, I think it's helpful to remind myself of how I pressed through previous challenges and affirm myself that I can do it again.
All right. That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. That's that bounce back. That's that coming
Mhm.
back. And so even when we understand, cultivating resilient mindset and with everything that everyone shared as well, we want to embrace the positive self-talk. And this is really important because how we talk
Yeah.
to ourselves, and I don't mean like just, but even in our mind, our thoughts and what we say to ourselves, what we say out loud, we want to challenge the negative thoughts and replace them with positive affirmations. And when we
Mhm.
do that, we want to be able to focus on our strengths. We want to be able to focus on even past successes. So, even in challenging times and cultivating a mindset of resilience, sometimes we have to look back because, we can be right in front of us and say, oh, I missed the mark or I didn't do this. But it's very important to be able to focus too on the past successes to remind ourselves of what took place and the success that took place in past. Also,
Mhm.
just even how we speak to ourselves, our thoughts, being able to challenge. When we say challenge negative thoughts, meaning I'm going to challenge the negative thought and replace it with a positive affirmation or a positive thought. And that's why it's important to, sometimes have those things that are around, read certain things. Some people have stickies just to remind them in the challenging days.
Mhm.
Some people have different things that they have that would replace the negative thoughts that would try to come with positive affirmation. And then from there, being able to focus on our strengths and past successes. So, Carmela, what do you think about just positive self talk?
I think it's very important. Nobody's exempt. We all fall into that trap sometimes of you hearing that and the only thing is the regurgitating of those thoughts. That's it's like, you really replacing it, like you were saying, challenging those thoughts. And I'll be the first to raise my hand because I'm not perfect, haven't arrived. But, challenging ourselves to say,
Me
no,
too.
I'm going to reverse that. And I'm going to speak some things into my world, into my life, into my head space and my mindset that says, I can do this. When Renita, something that Nita said really stuck out, talking about benchmarks and milestones, those can help us,
Mhm.
remind us that we can do it. If we made it through before, we can do it again. And just saying that I could, if I did it before, I know I can do this again. And so
Yeah.
I appreciate you mentioning about affirmation because what we say and how we say it to ourselves makes such a difference in how we follow through.
And yeah, and one thing about the affirmation is it cancels out negative perception. It
Yeah.
cancels out negative thoughts because it's being replaced with something that is positive. And the positive allows us to be able to focus on the strengths that I do have,
That's
not just
right.
magnify the weaknesses, but magnify the strengths and focus in on that. I see
That's
we have
good.
some comments that's come in as well. Patrick is saying change the inner narrative instead of saying this situation is horrible and there is nothing I can do. Say this. This is out of my control, but I can
Mm.
focus on what I can do. Thank you so
Yeah.
much. That's good. Thank you so much for
Mhm.
sharing that, Patrick. Very good. That's that
Mhm.
replacing that thought. And the thing I like is that you use a practical scenario,
Mhm.
just like even in a practical time, because we deal with situations every day. I can contest.
Right.
And sometimes, when you're in the situation, it's a little bit like it's different. But like you said, you change the narrative and, of what your inner narrative is changed. So thank you so much for sharing that, Patrick. That's really good. That's really good. And so as we move on, I want to hear from our tea time audience as you're engaging. I hope that you guys are taking notes if you can regarding this, because this is going to help us to keep that momentum throughout the year. This resilience helps us to keep the momentum throughout our lives, throughout our days, on our jobs. Because be truthful, like you said, Carmela, I'm not perfect. I've had thoughts come in my mind, and even that saying that you said, it is what it is,
Yeah. Mhm.
go into that part. And so just being able to regulate the
Yeah.
narrative of the inner voice, being able to do that with the positive self-talk as well, is also having to be able to have a cultivate a mind of resilience. Let's talk about a growth mindset. Now, since we're talking about the inner narrative, which is a form, of a mindset because it's a part of thinking, what about growth mindsets? How do I view challenges and opportunities? Do I view them from, being able to learn and grow? Do I, like we were talking about, like our mistakes, do I embrace my mistakes as a stepping stone on
Mhm.
my journey?
That's good. Yeah.
So being able to
Mhm.
embrace the things and being able that I'm learning and growing, even in challenging situation, helps to build resilience. And so I embrace a growth mindset that says, even though in this challenging situation, I'm looking for the opportunity to learn and grow and embrace my mistakes. Now, sometimes we don't do that, Carmela. Sometimes with mistakes, we kind of condemn ourselves, or we come hard on ourselves, or we
That's
don't show
right.
ourselves any grace. It's just kind of like boom, boom, boom. I
Mhm.
didn't make it, or and that that can be just depending on our environment and things that we may have experienced. But when we are in those challenging situations, and I want to challenge all of us, including myself, to be able to learn to grow and embrace my mistakes, and use them as stepping stones for my journey,
Mhm.
to be able to improve and show myself some grace, and look at it as an opportunity to be able to learn. So, how do you view challenges out there, Tea Time audience? How do you view the challenges that you face? Are you viewing them from a place of opportunity or learning to grow, and embracing your mistakes as a way of moving forth in your journey and growing from them? How do you do that? How does it go when we are challenged with different things? Carmela, things may come and I may miss the mark, because we all do, because we're human. And so we do miss the mark. But the thing about it is having that growth mindset to say, I'm going to learn, I'm going to grow, and I'm going to embrace.
Yes. Yes.
Learn, grow, and embrace.
Learn, grow, and embrace. Yes.
Resilience that is in your mind, a resilience, posture, and attitude
Mm.
as well. And so, everyone that's coming in, that's chiming in, go ahead and chime in with your comments. All right.
This is good.
All right. So, I'm going to go ahead and I see some comments coming in. You can take that one.
Okay. Renita's coming back again, and she's saying, I'm really big on positive affirmations, and I do this often through scriptures and songs, the lyrics specifically. They empower me and help me refocus.
All right, Renita, I'm right with you. I tell you,
Yeah.
music can change a whole mood,
Yeah.
just hearing it, and it can get you going. I mean, I can contest to it. I've had moments where, it was a challenging moment. I put on some music and listen, and then everything just changes, my whole posture. So we can use many different tools and help us to navigate in these challenging times. I see a
Mm.
comment coming in with living by faith every day. I view challenges as growth opportunity because I don't like taking a test twice. I understand that. It's kind of like once you've gone through the test, you don't want to take it again. So I get, thank you so much for sharing that. Thank you so much for sharing that. And so we're going to continue on with our tea time. We talked about the mindset of cultivating a resilient mindset by one, positive self-talk, growth mindset. And now we want to talk about gratitude. This is so important when it comes to being able to build resilience. We practice gratitude for the good things in our life. And when we do this, we're able to cultivate a sense of appreciation for the present moment.
Mm-hmm.
So, cultivating a sense of appreciation for the present moment. And I know you have a lot to say about that, Carmela, when it comes to gratitude. Carmela does the gratitude challenge every November, and it is absolutely amazing. Did you want to add anything to that, Carmela, when it comes to just gratitude and practicing gratitude to helping with resilience?
Mm-hmm. I think it lifts us out where we are, and it brings positivity right where you are. It's not. It's one thing I like about gratitude. It doesn't take much. It just, just to say I'm thankful for where I'm at lifts you where you are. And that goes kind of back to what you were saying, cultivating. And as you do it over time, then that's something you can draw upon to shift your focus about where you are and maintain a place of always being in a positive mode. Gratitude does that. Sometimes we forget until, like, you're reminding us right now, like, okay, I got to remind myself to be thankful. And that
Yeah.
lifts you right out of that mindset right away.
Yeah.
So yes.
That's very good. Thank you so much for sharing. Because today we're talking about cultivating a resilient mindset in challenging times. And first, we want to talk about the positive. We talked about positive self-talk. We talked about the growth mindset and gratitude as well. And so I see a comment that has come in from Patrick. He says, problems are opportunities to demonstrate a creative part of who I am, working to use the challenge as a creativity generator. All right. Thank you so much for sharing. That is good. That's
Mm-hmm.
really good. That's really good. Thank you so much for sharing that as well. And so, even as we're talking about this, go ahead and chime in, tea timers. Go ahead. What about what we develop? What about when we're talking about resilience? What we're doing right now is we are becoming self-aware, and self-awareness is power. Self-awareness helps us to recognize and understand our own emotions, helps us to understand our own motivations and how they affect our behavior. That is a part of awareness. And I'm big on awareness, because when you're aware of something, then you're able to move forward, to be able to move forward in a positive way, to cultivate a mindset of resilience. So again, self-awareness, being able to understand my own emotions, my own motivations, and how they affect my behavior. So when we recognize what's going on with us, then we can understand why I'm doing what I am doing, why I'm doing the things that I'm doing. And this is an awareness. And this also helps us to cultivate a resilient mindset. And we know we're all about resilience here on Tea Time, because we always say that's our thing: pause, reset, and build resilience. And so we are being self-aware of building resilience, being able to recognize the things and understand where I am right now, and embracing where I am, and being able to move forward from where I am in a positive way, even in the midst of a challenge. I like what Patrick was saying about just being able to use those particular things and then just turn it around and say, let me find out what I can do. I'm going to do what I can, not about what I can't do, but what I can do. And that's really
Yes.
important. I see that Patrick has a comment. Awareness puts me on notice. Notice how I am and make the changes. Absolutely. Thank you so much for sharing that, Patrick, about awareness. So we understand. I'm in a place of understanding now. Here I was talking, Carmela, about when I was saying about sometimes when we're in a certain place, we don't show ourselves grace. We don't. We kind of beat ourselves. We can be our own worst enemy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because we kind of focus on that. Did you want to add anything or say anything?
Oh, I'm in the mode of extracting from what you're getting ready to say. I'm
Okay.
leaving. I'm ready to hear what you're gonna say.
So everybody out there, our tea timers, go ahead and chime in. One thing when I was saying that is all I was saying was empathy.
Yeah. Whoa, that's good.
It's big. You know, being able to understand also the feelings of others,
Mm-hmm.
and help to develop, a way that we can connect with others with support around us. And so there is healing in community. Community is so important. Being able to share with someone about my feelings, being able to connect, and those who are sharing with me, being able to show empathy is very important when it comes to walking in resilience and navigating, challenging times. So that is good. That is what we have here. This is what tea time is for. Tea time is a community. And when we come to tea time, we're here to help each other build resilience, being able to pause with locate ourselves, and we're taking a time to what pause as well. That is what the tea time community is all about. And so here we share, and so we're empathetic toward one another. We're understanding that we're constantly growing, and tea time is helping. And I can contest it has helped me build resilience. I tell you, Carmela, in challenging times, even when I was a challenging time where, I was under the weather, okay? And I went in, I turned on tea time, and I was challenged. I was just my mind. It was a hard situation. And so I turned on, went to my phone and I turned on tea time and I began to listen and I was being encouraged and the resilience was being, released from me and gaining strength to say, okay, let me take on a different mind
Yes.
when it
Yes.
comes to my current situation. That
Mhm.
is building resilience. Did you want to add anything?
I like that because, again, well, just what we hear, not may not just be what we say, but what we're hearing. It could just be that one message, that one podcast, that one, like you said, tea time, that one encouraging word, and then that's a place of helping us to like, okay, wait a minute, that's rebuilding the confidence that I have, or rebuilding the positivity in my moment. It
Mm,
could be a friend, like you said, the community, building community, or it could be someone in your family, or someone that comes along and gives you that positive input that you need, or to build you up in a
mm,
certain way. So hearing once again, or listening to something that that's going to affirm who you are as far
mm.
as where you are, and not just allowing yourself to sink. Allow yourself to lend your ear to something positive. I
Yeah,
appreciate that.
that's good. That's very good. So we're talking about just having that self-awareness, being able to move in empathy, and then
Mhm,
also something that I read on and been researching on is emotional regulation, which
mhm,
basically means being able to manage my emotion in healthy ways.
mhm,
Being able to, that's why it's important to be aware, because when I'm aware and understand my emotions and motivations, then I'm able to manage my emotions in healthy ways, learn to help control myself from impulsive reactions, and keep and maintain, what I would say, emotional stability is what I'll say, emotional stability. So that is important, being able to regulate our emotions, being able to manage our emotions in healthy ways, and learning, again, that's the importance of awareness. The awareness is where I take the pause and say, hey, let me just take a moment to see where I am, where my emotions are, understand my motivations and how they are affecting my behavior. When I understand how, for me, how it's affecting my behavior, then I'm able to manage my emotions in healthy ways. And so this is all a part of building resilience and cultivating a mindset of resilience. Anybody want to chime in? Is there anything you want to add to that, Carmela?
I'm really thankful for today, for our Tea Time Tuesday renewal practices, because empathy, sometimes we tend to throw empathy, self-empathy or whatever out of the window, self-compassion and
Yes.
giving ourselves grace. And that's like the last thing on the list, is to give ourselves grace. So
Yeah.
I'm appreciating this aspect of the renewal practice.
Okay, thank you so much. And so, just one more thing that I do want to share, just a few more things before we close out for our tea time this afternoon, is how we embrace change and uncertainty. And so, something again that Patrick said about accept and accepting the unknown. Accepting the unknown, meaning I'm embracing the fact that some things are just unpredictable. Okay. Some things I cannot control. Okay. A lot of things, to be honest, I cannot control. And so they're unpredictable. So being able to resist the urge to control everything
Ooh, that's good.
and being able to learn to be comfortable in uncertainty. That is a challenge. Okay.
Yes.
Because as humans, we and as people, we want to know what's going to happen. We want to know what's going to happen in the next 15 minutes after this is over. And to be, and to be honest, we don't know. We may have something planned. We may be planned to go to a meeting, planned to go to lunch, but things may happen in life that's unpredictable where those things will change. They might change just like that. It's just unpredictable. So being able to resist the urge to control everything. Because when we have to know everything, it's kind of like I want to control everything. I have this aspect and this mindset, but we can't control everything. And being able to learn to be comfortable in uncertainty, which is a challenge, right? To be uncomfortable in uncertainty. I see a comment coming in. I'm going to go to that.
This is good.
You can take that one.
Living in faith every day. Nichelle is saying she has a thought. Building resilience is like learning to ride a bike. We may fall off at any given moment, but we dust ourselves off and get back on our method of transportation to reach our destination. Oh, that's good.
That's really good. You know what? And I'll say this even when she says that about, when it's about a bike. And I'll use a natural example. I was riding a bike, and when I was 11 years old, I fell off the bike. Okay. Now I still have a bruise from this fall. Okay. Where it completely, messed up my skin in a certain area on my arm where it never went away from 11 years old. But I tell you one thing, Carmela, like she said, I got back on that bike and kept riding, and the skin, I'm telling you, and they had to get me together, but it didn't stop me from next week riding the bike.
Wow.
Like when you're a kid, it's just different. You just like, okay, and mom and them fixed me up and took care of me. And then I got back on that bike and I kept riding that bike. Now, the thing about it is that I flipped off of the bike, like, and rolled, like stopped and ended up flipping over the bars and everything. I don't know what I was doing. I just was a child. But in that, I'm glad you shared that because that reminded me of resilience even at a young age.
Yes.
So I thank you for sharing that, Nichelle. That's a great comment.
Sure
and so we want to be able to adapt to the unknown, and then we want to be able to adapt and learn. Again, being open to new experiences, being open to new opportunities, view change as a chance to be able to grow and develop new skills. And changing, I'm going to learn something. I'm going to grow. What do you guys think about that, tea time audience? How do you adapt and learn? How do you adapt and learn? And then focus on what you can control. This is big because this is where we eliminate some of the anxieties. This is where we eliminate some of the stresses by being able to focus on what I can control. But what do you mean by that? Instead of us worrying or about things that can't change, focus on what I can control. And then when I do that, I'm going to set realistic goals and take action. So I'm going to focus on, I'm not going to worry about what I can't change. And sometimes I'm the first to admit I have worried about, like, oh God, how's this, and I have done that worrying. But then it's like taking your mind and you build resilience by focusing what I can control.
Yes.
And then setting just realistic goals or realistic thoughts. And then I have to take action to move forward. All right.
That's good.
So even in this, when we're talking about building resilience, we want to make sure also that we maintain a physical and mental, well-being as well. We want to make sure, and we talk about this a lot on Tea Time, Carmela, making sure that we have sleep,
Mhm.
I'm getting a little better. I'm still working. I'm getting there, for the 7 to 9 hours of sleep.
Mhm.
And I realized even after reading, it helps with like your mental agility. It helps with mental restoration. You feel refreshed and more able to move forward to, in the day. I'm big on nutrients, so like helping to eat food that help with fruits and vegetables and things like that to help give me the energy and strength that I need, and also just being able to exercise. And so we're just going to close out with this:
Mhm.
turning obstacles into opportunities.
I
And
like
so
that.
and Patrick said something and he went ahead of me, but it's good because being able to reframe your perspective,
Mhm.
being able to reframe your perspective. And tea time, you can chime in at any time. Reframe your perspective. What I'm saying is, instead of like us focusing on negative, look to the lessons and possibilities that come with the challenges. So there is a possibility that comes with the challenge. So what I'm doing is I'm allowing my mind to be open and be able to reframe my perspectives towards that. And in that, I'll seek solutions. I can't get stuck in the problem, but I have to actively seek solutions. I have to actively seek a strategy and take the steps to overcome the obstacle. Now, this is a part of building resilience. And
Mhm.
then we want to do embrace growth. These are opportunities where we can have our personal growth, whether it's professional growth, whether it's spiritual growth, learn from the setbacks and emerge and come out even stronger. That is building resilience. And so I'm going to end that right there and encourage everyone: embrace the growth. Every challenge, embrace it as an opportunity for personal, professional, and spiritual growth. Learn from the setbacks, and then what? You're going to emerge and be even stronger. That is building resilience. And so that is our tea time for this afternoon. I would love to hear from you all. What did you receive? What is your takeaways from this tea time this afternoon? What did you take away from being able to have uh, a um, I'm sorry, a mindset of resilience in the times of challenging times? If you can go ahead and chime in, what did you get from that? Carmela, what is your takeaway from today?
Ooh, I tell you, there's so many good nuggets, but what stuck out to me, and I got a big circle around it, is you were just throwing some things out: posture and attitude, gratitude, embracing change, and learning how to grow. I said all of these things coincide.
Mm,
And so
mm,
I just drew a big circle around that because
mm.
that just kind of sums it up for me.
Yeah.
And so knowing that you don't have to be powerless, you don't have to be in a place of powerlessness,
Hmm.
but you can affirm yourself. And so I'm just really thankful for this. Turning your obstacles into opportunities makes such a big difference.
Mm.
Hmm.
That's good. Thank you so much for your takeaway. Living in faith every day says seeking solutions and strategies speaks to me loudly. That
Hmm.
is good. Seeking solutions and strategies, and that's what we shared this afternoon. And so we want to go ahead and I see a comment coming in here. You can take that one, Miss Nita.
This was a great session from Renita. Tea time always reminds me that I have to be intentional in my efforts to be resilient. It's not going to happen unless I put in the work to make it happen.
Oh, that's good. That's good. That was what I just shared last, to being able to, move forward and what? Just move forward and learn from it and keep going. I tell you, that's something, and emerging stronger.
Mhm.
So we have a few announcements as you guys are chiming in. You can continue to chime in. We have a few announcements this afternoon for you. And going to go ahead and put those up for you. First, if you would like to give, I'm going to go ahead and put that up for Carmela if you can go ahead.
Okay, sure. We would love for you to support the Renewal Center. We are a nonprofit organization. And today's Tea Time Tuesday, we would love for you to join in and support us. And you can give to the Renewal Center in any of these different ways. There are the options on the screen. You can pay through the app. If you haven't downloaded the mobile app, to the right, you can go to the App Store and download Renewal Center. And then you can also give on that app also. You can give on the website, which is listed here at www.therenewalcenters.com/give. You can text to give at 888-364-4483. You can also pay with PayPal and Cash App. Also, there's Zelle and Venmo options right there. Also, you can mail a check to the Renewal Center at P.O. Box 1381, Concord, North Carolina, 28026. And again, we welcome your financial support.
All right. Thank you so much for that. Thank you so much. We are thankful for that to be able to give. And I'm looking here. I know we have some more announcements, of course. And I'm looking. I'm looking and somehow I don't. Looks like they're not in my. Okay. All right. I don't see them. All right. So I'll go put this one up. This is our new you.
Okay. Well, our digital discipleship New You Sunday services have just been amazing. We are on a series now that Apostle Patrick is ministering on our stewardship. Definitely check it out on our mobile app. Wonderful services, and you can join us on Zoom. And we're also live on Facebook on the first Sunday of every month. So join us for New You Digital Discipleship.
All right. Thank you so much for that. Carmela. Also, I don't have the other flyers, but we want to invite you, if you can talk about the 6th prophetic gathering and save the date.
Yes. I don't know if any of you all out there, but I'm sure a lot of you that are in our Tea Time community have gone to our prophetic gatherings over the years. We are having our 6th prophetic gathering here in the Charlotte area, and it's going to be the first weekend in April, and we are asking you to join. That's the 4th. I don't have it in front of me, but that particular weekend has been designated. It's the 4th and the 5th. Yes, I think it's the 4th and the 5th. I don't have it in front of me, but come and join us. We're going to have an amazing time. We have the save the dates already out there on all of our social media platforms, and you can stay abreast on when registration will open. And so make plans for that weekend to attend the prophetic gathering. This is the 6th year. We are looking forward to seeing some great things come out of it, so you don't want to miss it. Make your plans now.
All right. We have a comment that came in as well. Take the shift from challenges as learning, growing opportunities. Thank you so much, Shirley, for sharing. We also want to invite you to our Reforming Culture Bible Study Series, which is the Kingdom of God. Please come and join us. We have started off this new year. It has been absolutely phenomenal. And we invite you to join us on Wednesday nights at 7:30 p.m. for Reforming Culture. If you haven't been and you have time, we ask you to join us and learn about the kingdom of God. This has been an awesome teaching. We still have some bit to go. So we're looking forward to you joining us on Reforming Culture as well. And I'll allow you, Carmela, to talk about the Women at the Well that's coming up soon.
Okay. I'll make this really brief, but our Women at the Well is going strong this year. We've kicked off our 2025 session just a couple of weeks ago on the first Saturday of every month. We are studying Cynthia Hill's book. This is our second book study, and it's The Woman Whose God is Enough. And I tell you, this past session it was just amazing. And if we could add a little fire emoji to it, we had an excellent session. It was wonderful. And so, ladies, you are invited to attend. The announcement went out the other day on our Facebook page. It gives you information on what the name of the book is and how to order it, and then also how to join the Zoom link. So we're looking forward for you to join us in our next session, the first Saturday in February. Come out and fellowship with us.
All right. Thank you so
much. And
it's
virtual. It's virtual.
Yes, it's been a great study. It has been a great study. And so we want to invite you again to make sure that you download the mobile app. Here in the mobile app, you receive notifications and updates on all the announcements we made this afternoon. You'll be able to see that. Again, tomorrow is our Bible study. So, in order to stay up to date with everything, we want to invite you to, if you have not, download the mobile app. Make sure you turn your notifications on so that you can receive the notifications, updates, activities, and things that we are doing at the Renewal Center. So, make sure you download our mobile app. We want to thank you all so much for joining us on this Tea Time Tuesday session. Remember of what we talked about and go back from first tea time of the year till now, and this will definitely help to edify you. Make sure to join us over on YouTube. If you missed anything, if you came in late and you want to rewatch last week or you want to watch any of our broadcasts, please go on our YouTube channel, and you can get it through our app, because if you go to our app, you hit YouTube, it'll take you right to our YouTube channel. So we invite you to do that and join us if you want to rewatch any of the tea times. Again, I see comment coming in, and then we'll go ahead and we'll close out for the day. Great Women at the Well Bible Study Series. Okay. All right. 10 a.m. Thank you so much, Monique, for sharing. And thank you all for joining us this afternoon for tea time. This has been phenomenal. Thank you, Carmela, for being on. And we thank you for our tea time community. Have a great week. And remember that I am renewal. Take care of each other. Have a great day.